I'm Abby Bagby, and this is my exhibition, Kingdom at Women in Their Work. So I came up with the concept, or sort of my process of being interested in or using human hair in my work as a way to blend my world of being a hairstylist and being a sculptor. My process for collecting the hair, since I'm a hairstylist, it's relatively easy. I have clients and I give them haircuts. And so I'll collect the hair that's left over from after the haircut. I'll sweep it up, put it in little bags, and save them all based on their colors. In that way, it's sort of this strange cataloging, and I have a big storage of it in my apartment. So there's always kind of this little element of like, maybe she's a serial killer. but I kind of enjoy that almost like character that ends up happening through the collection. My concept has a lot to do with this idea of artists kind of taking on the identity of a poacher, taking the context of our culture and the climate of the culture, kind of what we're going through as society, and reinterpret it, taking information without permission and narrating without being asked, like what is kind of going on with different issues, kind of taking on the idea of like being a psychologist or sociologist or a historian. So I took this concept of an artist being a poacher and kind of reinterpreted it. I chose animals that are commonly poached or are valued for their skins or for their feathers or for their colors. And then typically they're used for things like fashion. So I am interested in that connection between the human and the animal, and then camouflaging one as the other. It's taking human elements that we've decided are sort of detestable and we'd rather throw away, turning them into something that's desirable, but only in the context of an animal. Because if you were a human, putting human elements back on, like human remains back on your body, then all of a sudden it becomes detestable once again. And so it's this sort of push-pull that, like I said, kind of reminds us of our own mortality, and it reminds us that we are human, and it causes you to become a little bit more aware of who you are and where you are. Having live models at the opening was really important to me for a couple of reasons. One, just the animation of the piece. I created each piece to be wearable and to be functional, and so bringing that out of its static environment was really more the realization of the collection than the way that it will be for the 6 weeks that it's in the gallery. And then I did have the models just kind of milling around with the crowd during the opening, and that was also an element of, like I said before, that confusion of what is the art, what is just part of our normal day. And so it's another way to sort of cause you to question where you are. And so in that way, the audience really did almost become the art. I almost see the mannequins as kind of alien. Their proportions are so unrealistic, and there's really only maybe like 4 or 5 women that actually look like, that actually have that body size and height and everything. That was really important to me as well, is to introduce all types of women, like all interpretations of like what a woman could look like, and what body images I could portray, and that sort of a thing, to present as much normalcy as I could within the collection. When you come into the space, it's okay to be a little bit jarred by what's going on, and to be a little hesitant around the pieces, around the idea of the pieces, the materials, that sort of thing. But the work is meant to be seen by and interpreted by anybody. There's no one right answer about this work. I don't even know the whole answer about what I feel about the work. It's meant to be experienced in different ways by different people. And so that's whatever you can take away from it is the perfect way to see my work.